We've got showers moving across the area. It's very messy outside. It's still messy. That initial onslaught of really heavy rain we had early this morning with that initial band that moved through has moved a bit further to the north, but the heavy rain is still not done. We've still got a ways to go. But what I thought I would do at first is kind of show you where we're at right now, where Debbie is, what we've seen, what we're expecting, and then, you know, kind of look forward to how the rest of the day will play out. I remember got off work last night, went home, looked at the radar, and this big wall of water was moving in, right? It was barreling toward the Triad. It actually moved in a little bit quicker than what we initially thought it would. So that was good news, although we've still gotten just as much rain as we thought we would too. So here's a wide look at Debbie. This is what the radar looks like in the Carolinas right now. There's that big wall of water. That big initial first band we saw this morning is now beginning to lift off to the north of the Triad just a little bit. It's really starting to impact the foothills and the mountains and our southern Virginia communities right along the border there. So Caswell, Rockingham, Stokes, Surrey, Allegheny, Wilkes, Ashe, Patrick County, Virginia, they're getting it right now with lots of rain and wind from that strong band moving through. But here a little bit further to the south, closer to I-40, conditions have improved somewhat. There's so much tropical moisture in the air, it's going to be hard to find a completely dry point in time today. Even though the rain may not be as heavy, the winds may not be as strong, we're still going to have some mist and drizzle and sprinkles in the area. That's what we're dealing with right now in the Triad. There are a couple of heavier downpours that'll occasionally move through, but the big heavy batch of rain is moving to the north. We've just got some isolated tropical downpours over the Triad area and then off to the south. So from Troy up to Asheboro, Lexington, Mocksville, Winston, High Point, Greensboro, Kernersville, Burlington. That's all the case for you. We're starting to get into that kind of inner core region of what's left of Tropical Storm Debby. That's why rainfall not quite as widespread. But as I mentioned, off to the west, there are some extremely heavy rain bands moving through. This band here from Yadkinville to Wilkesboro and over to Boone, then up toward the Virginia border, this is producing rainfall rates of 2 to 3 inches of rain per hour. It is pouring outside. So flash flooding is probably already occurring in these spots, but if it hasn't already, it will likely begin soon. And this is a tough location too, because with the center, the track of Debby moving to the east of this area, this western band will kind of be positioned over this same area for a little while longer, for quite some time, because you think about it, the center will move up through here. All this kind of has to wrap around with it. So we're not done with the rain. We've still got a long ways to go, at least a few more hours of rain in the area before things start to clear up a little bit more tonight. We've gotten so much rain over the past just 12 hours. Let me look through my palettes here. See if I can find, we'll do like a 12-hour rainfall radar estimate for you here to give you an idea of maybe just exactly how much rain has fallen. I'm sure a lot of you folks are smart. You've got some rain gauges outside that'll give you a much more exact idea of how much rain you've gotten at your house. But according to the radar, most of our Piedmont Triad communities have gotten anywhere between 2 and 4 inches at this point. And we're not done yet. We've still got maybe another inch to go. So our forecast for 3 to 6 inches of rain looks good. I'm still confident in that. Places near Greensboro, Winston-Salem down to Lexington, around 2 or 3 inches so far. Off to the east, a bit closer to the Raleigh area, parts of Alamance, Orange, Chatham, Lee, Durham counties have gotten closer to 4 or 5 inches of rain locally in some spots. So that just gives you an idea. Obviously, the mountains and foothills haven't gotten as much so far, likely because the rain has taken a little bit longer to move in. They've still gotten an inch or two off to the west of the Triad, but with that big heavy rain band sitting overhead right now, they're going to start to rack up those totals pretty quickly here over the next hour or two as they get in on the heavy rainfall. So this map will likely turn all yellow and orange with 3 or 4, maybe even 5 inches of rain by the time we're all said and done with things. That flash flood risk is not over. I remember last night, southeastern North Carolina, down near Wilmington, just got crushed with heavy, heavy rainfall. And I remember seeing the flash flood warnings just spreading westward, closer and closer to our area. And now pretty much our entire coverage area is under a flash flood warning because of all this heavy rain. Montgomery County has a flood warning, but the rest of us under a flash flood warning because of those heavy rainfall rates. The creeks, streams, they've been rising up, obviously. Things getting out of hand in some spots. We've already seen some roads. So yeah, Surrey, Wilkes, Yadkin, Forsyth, Stokes, Davidson, Randolph, Guilford, Rockingham, Caswell, Alamance, all under a flash flood warning right now. And everyone has a flood watch because of those conditions could be favorable. Let me pull up one of our cameras here. I have our weather intern, Michael Pardee, in the back with me here. Michael, if you can hear me and you could pull up a time lapse from our Big Elkin Creek camera on this graphic right here. That would be super helpful, just to show you how the creeks have been rising over the past couple of hours or so. You know, getting things together, they've been rising up. We're watching those river levels rise. Michael, just give me a shout whenever you've got that ready, and we'll show the folks here what we've got going on. Let's go back over to Max 1. I'll show you that flash flood risk, which continues for the rest of today. With the heavy rain, we're still expecting this pink region here. That's a high risk, level 4 out of 4 for flash flooding. You see, especially in the eastern triad and the central triad area there. Most of our Piedmont communities included in this. So that's what we'll be watching for. Flash flooding is our main concern today. I'm not worried about tornadoes. All of that should stay to our east. I'll show you the outlook here just to give you a little bit of peace of mind. Obviously, I showed you some of that damage that happened earlier in eastern North Carolina because of those tropical spawned tornadoes they had near Wilson and Rocky Mount in that part of the state. But the tornado risk has been trimmed back just a little bit to our east. Right now, I wouldn't be concerned about any brief spin-up tornadoes in our area. This is going to be along I-95 from Raleigh over to Rocky Mount, Wilson, and then up to Richmond. And as Debbie moves off to the north, the tornado risk also extends north with it as the system moves off through Virginia later on tonight. So all the way from Raleigh to Richmond and Washington, D.C., there is a greater risk for maybe a brief spin-up tornado from those tropical rain bands that Debbie's producing. We'll be sure to keep an eye on that. But in our area, our triad community, I'm not worried about any tornado concerns from Debbie, but there are certainly some big-time spiral rain bands spinning around out there in eastern North Carolina. We've had a couple tornado warnings. As you can see, this yellow box in eastern North Carolina is a tornado warning. Not tornado warning, excuse me, tornado watch from Raleigh over to Rocky Mount and Wilson and then up to Norfolk as well. That little red box there is in fact a tornado warning. It's not in our coverage area, but you may know some folks out here in the northeastern part of the state that maybe you could give them a call, let them know. There's a tornado warning right now for Gates County in North Carolina. Yep, Gates County, the city of Suffolk. Let's see, this is just some radar indicated rotation. If you know anybody in Acorn Hill, Savage or Saunders, North Carolina, this storm is moving toward them. It will be around Cora Peak at 2:10 p.m. and around Suffolk at 2:15. So if you know anybody out there in the northeastern part of the state in Gates County, there is a tornado warning for that area. But obviously, our main concern locally here in the Piedmont Triad will be from flooding. That's what I'm most concerned about. That's what we've already seen throughout the day. I'll give you a wide look at Tropical Storm Debby. Still a tropical storm, holding on to that status with 40-mile-per-hour winds. This is as of the 2 o'clock advisory. So the latest information here, we just got it in right before we came on to give you this update. It's picking up a little bit of forward speed, moving northwest at 10 miles per hour right now. So it was moving at about 2 or 3 miles per hour. earlier this morning. Now this afternoon it's moving north at about 10. So winds, maximum sustained winds are still about 40. There could be some 45 gusts in some spots, but I really think the worst of our winds happened earlier this morning, and now I don't expect winds to get any worse. It'll still be windy, of course, at times, but we shouldn't have any more of those higher wind gusts like we saw earlier. And as we go through the afternoon, Debby, as you see it now, will all just kind of pick to the north, lift to the north. So the further through our area that this center of circulation moves, the closer and closer we are to being done with Debby, which, you know, the sooner the better, right? We've been talking about Debby for ages. We're just about done, okay? So a few more hours with the main impacts from this system. Here comes the center of circulation. Remember, the impacts from Debby are far-reaching, not only here at the center, but it is kind of tracking right up close or along 220 near Rockingham right now and over toward the Charlotte area. So the center of circulation is going to come, I mean, right up through our area. I'll be sure to post on social media when it's kind of directly overhead. You may not notice, there won't be like a true calm eye of the storm or anything, but it is something kind of cool that the center will be moving directly overhead. Not very often that we see the center of a tropical system move directly through the Piedmont over our heads, but it's something unique that's happened with Debby. We've gotten plenty of rain, plenty of wind. So the further this progresses up through our area, the closer and closer we'll be to getting rid of all this rain and these impacts. I understand that we've got that time lapse from Big Elkin Creek. There we go. Yeah, check this out. This is an Elkin over the past 6 or 12 hours or so. The water levels there, you can tell by this little dam, the water really flowing over as that heavy rain has started to move in. We've been watching this camera. The muddy water is filling up the banks of the creek. It's rising up a little bit. You can tell it's certainly windy, rainy, lots of greenery around as well, just blowing in the wind. Here, this latest frame, you can tell that the water's starting to rise up a little bit in Elkin, in the foothills. So that's something we'll be seeing around all of the area creeks. I've heard some reports that Buffalo Creek in Greensboro, yeah, that's a bad one. That one floods with a heavy thunderstorm, so much less Debby going to be a big issue for Buffalo Creek in Greensboro. And I know the Bethabara area of Winston-Salem usually gets some flooding with these heavy rain events too. So that's something we'll be watching out for. Just know the usual trouble spots today, you know, that flood in a big thunderstorm or if we get a good heavy downpour, they will most certainly flood. They probably already flooded at this point. So we've also, at the 2 p.m. advisory, got the latest track here for you. This honestly is kind of obsolete now. It's not really needed because we know where Debby's going. We know where Debby is. It's here, right? Debby is with us right now. Over the next couple of hours, it'll be moving off to the north. I think this cone, honestly, is a little bit slow because the cone has Debby near the triad by 8 p.m. this afternoon, this evening. I think Debby will be moving up almost out of our area by 8 p.m. So the good news is, yes, the storm is speeding up. And that's good news for us. It's moving away. It's accelerating as it moves through our area. So likely by 8 o'clock, this thing's near the Virginia border. And then by tomorrow morning, it's long gone. Like by the time you wake up at 8 a.m. tomorrow, it'll be in Washington, D.C. So it's overnight tonight when things really, really start to improve and our conditions get better. So that's good news. You may still go to bed with some breezy conditions, heavy rain at times. But then when you wake up, things will be much better. So that's good news. Some of the possible rainfall totals we can expect going forward, I think we've gotten the bulk of it. But you see, this model, I believe, is doing a good job of depicting maybe the possibility of what we can expect. Especially the southern areas could get another ½ an inch to an inch, maybe an inch or inch and a half off to the north as well. But as Debby further progresses off to the north, the higher rainfall totals will be further north as well toward Richmond and Washington, D.C. So I would say maybe another ½ inch to 1½ inches to go. About another inch, give or take, a little bit of rain, which could certainly cause some more issues. So we're not completely done with the flooding. I don't want you to let your guard down because there is still some nasty weather out there. While the worst of Debby may be already past, I don't expect things to get better, at least for a couple more hours. We've still got some wind and rain in the area. Until the center of Debby moves past, things really won't start to improve all that much. Yes, we're not dealing with the constant downpour we had earlier, but still, these tropical rain bands are coming in. They're scattered showers. They can put down a lot of rain in a short period of time too. So you got to stay aware. Keep your guard up, stay aware for the rest of the day, and then tomorrow things really start to improve. So you know, stay on guard for another 12 hours or so. We'll get you through the rest of Debby. Localized flooding, obviously, the greatest concern. Thank goodness that Debby is moving faster now, because that's really going to help us kind of get this rain out of here quicker than maybe what we originally had thought. We're coming off the 4th wettest July on record. And so while our rainfall totals may not be as high as Florence or Fran or some of those other big name storms you remember that caused big flooding in the Carolinas, we're more prone to flooding this time just because of how much rain we've gotten. Our flood tolerance is much, much lower. It doesn't take as much rain to flood as it has in the past. So that's why we're seeing these big time flooding impacts across the area. We're talking mainly about streets, urban areas, creeks, the usual poor drainage areas right now. But think about it, all this water has to run off somewhere, right? It'll eventually make it all into the creeks and then down into the rivers.